Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Media. I know it's been a long time since the last video I've done on this channel. I'll explain more of why I've been gone in a different video, but today I'm going to be talking about the Gold Cup. I'm going to be doing a coverage of the Gold Cup from now until the end of the tournament. I will be at one of the matchups, so I'll do a different video then, but I'll talk about that later. What I'm going to do today is the last match for the first set of group stage matches. So there's 6 matches in total for the first matches. I just finished watching the last one, which was El Salvador versus Mexico. But what we're gonna do for this video, I'm going to look at each matchup. I'm going to detail on the more known match than the lesser match, which would be the first match. But except for the Group B, there's an exception there. But that's what I'm gonna try to do. It's gonna be the first match, just scoreline, thoughts on the game. Second match, a little more thought. But let's just jump into it. And the first match of the whole tournament was French Guiana versus Canada. Pretty well-balanced matchup, surprisingly, for French Guiana. They're not well known for their soccer, but they put up one heck of a fight for the match against Canada. Canada still had a very young team, very hungry. They're looking to make a way in the tournament, and they did a big statement today. They won 4-2. Excuse me, they won in their Friday match. It was a 4-2 victory, but it wasn't by a huge margin. They were up at half by 3-1, but in the second half, French Guiana came back, started going forward, cut the lead down to 3-2. But then towards the end of the match, their young player Davis, I believe his name is, I'll put him on the screen as well. He came through and scored the 4th goal to give him the 4-2 victory. The second match of that day was Honduras versus Costa Rica. The most well-rounded team at a whole tournament played, and it wasn't Honduras. Costa Rica brings one of the better teams in the whole tournament, in my opinion. If you look at any of the other rosters, Mexico brings a B team. U.S. brings a secondary team. I know the U.S. squad is an experimental squad that they want to work with in the future, heading into qualifiers, possibly a World Cup if they make it. But out of all the teams that did bring their players, their star players, everybody they're going to bring in, Costa Rica brought their best team that they can. Came out with the 1-0 victory. Goal was amazing. One of the best goals of the tournament, I would think, as of right now. But we still have 2 more match days for each group. Then we have the semifinal, quarterfinal. I skipped the phase there. And the final. But we'll see how that goes. But it was a 1-0 victory for them. Canada and Costa Rica up on the points with 3 points apiece, but Canada is currently the leader because they scored more goals. Costa Rica only has the 1 goal differential, while Canada has a 2 goal differential in their favor. Next group was the Group B action was U.S. versus Panama. The first matchup, I have to be critical about the U.S. The U.S. did not play up to par what I expect. The U.S. plays way better. I've seen them play better. Obviously, like I said, this is an experimental team for Bruce Arena. But this team can do way better than they have right now. They've had 2 matches to prepare. Understand, experimental team, they're still working this out. But this team's not working as a unit. There's parts of the matchup that are pretty good, but once they try to get going, they can't get done in the final third. That final third is their issue. The U.S. needs to bring in a power forward, a straight forward, a striker, whatever they need in that final third to convert goals. It was a 1-1 draw. The only draw out of this first match day for any of the groups, the only draw. And I do have hopes for the U.S., but at the same time, it gives me worry that this team will not come through by match 3. By match 3, they could be falling apart. They don't know what to do. U.S. is just clinging to our quarterfinal hopes. Because this is a new team, like I'm stating. I'm reiterating this because I can see the argument where people are saying this is a new team, we can't give them too much hate. They are a new team, but a lot of these players have played each other. They have an idea what their style is. 16 of the players that are on this roster come from the MLS, so they have an idea of what style they use. The MLS plays very similar in each team. Obviously, they have a different tactic each time they play each other. But if you look at the styles are very similar in aspect because a lot of these players are from the U.S. So if they can't get it together, it's not going to be very well for this team going down the line. Even if they make a quarterfinal run, I don't think they can get out of that quarterfinal. So they need to get it together, start working better, and not just try to move the ball around, because this team cannot pass the ball correctly. It's very unorthodox. It's not a crisp pass. It's not a normal pass. So that was the first matchup. Second matchup, surprise, Marquinhos versus Nicaragua. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about this matchup, but holy crap. Marquinhos came out with a 2-0 victory over Nicaragua. I have to question a lot of things there. What happened with defense? Did Marquinhos get better football? I feel like these Caribbean teams have been working on what players they want to bring, because this is the best I've seen these teams. French Guinea scoring 2, keeping a 3-2 score earlier in their matchup, and now 2-0 against Nicaragua, which plays against Costa Rica, Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. They play against these countries in the Central America side, and they came to lose their first match against a Caribbean team that they really don't play, and you really don't expect much of. Obviously, that's kind of just like putting down the Caribbean teams. But here's the thing. If you've seen the CONCACAF soccer, these are not the teams you expect to get victories, to go 2-0, to go toe-to-toe with the U.S., with Mexico, Jamaica. You don't see these teams going at it like that. But with the team like this getting a 2-0 victory, you can kind of think that they're going to be a spoiler towards the end of the group stage and in the quarterfinals if they make it. If they make it to the quarterfinals, they will be a spoiler. They can be the Cinderella story of the tournament. But that was the Group B. Now let's get into the final group, which is Group C, that played today, the day recording of this video. It was Curacao versus Jamaica, the first matchup. Jamaica proving why they're one of the more consistent sides in the CONCACAF, getting a 2-0 victory. Splendid goals, very splendid goals. That's going to be a team to watch going down the road. If they make it to the quarterfinals, they need to continue using that momentum they got in this matchup. Just consistent. Move the ball, shoot from afar, because they are good from shooting from far. They cannot try to get inside the box. If they try to get inside the box and try to do individual plays, I think that's going to be their downfall. But if their defense and their midfield, their whole team plays as well as they did, they can be a contender for the Gold Cup tournament title. And the final matchup of the night, I will be a little biased here, and it was Mexico versus El Salvador. 3-1 victory. A lot of gripes from this game. Let's just run it down. Mexico got the first score. Amazing header. Got through the defense. Defense was doing a great job, but Mexico broke through to defense. Goal. 1-0 at the moment. Later on, a couple minutes later, about 10 minutes later, El Salvador comes back with a rebuttal, scores, ties the game 1-1. Later on, still in the first half, huge mistake from the defense for El Salvador. Leave a Mexican forward alone with him and just the keeper. Obviously, he took all the opportunity, scored a goal, make it 2-1 at the half. Later on in the second half, later on, it was 3-1. Huge mistake for the goalkeeper, who ended up getting injured in that matchup because of a huge fall, which I will post right around here. It was a bad fall. You can see when he fell, the ball hit his face, and then he went full weight down on his knees. So obviously that's going to be a huge pain for him. Best wishes out to him. Hopefully he gets better. He can be back as soon as possible. But if he can't be back, I don't want to see him player getting even more injured. But grapes. Before I get to that, yes, it's a 3-1 victory for Mexico. They sit at the top of the group with Jamaica. They are tied because of goal differential, but Jamaica most likely has the group lead because they did not receive a goal, and Mexico did receive a goal, so they will be in the second spot. I will correct myself if I'm correct. But my grapes. So let me start off with the referee. This is what a lot of the calls in this matchup were not called correctly. There were supposed to be way more yellows and way more fouls. There were not enough fouls in this matchup from the referee. Mexico was playing. You can say I'm very biased. You can say I'm unbiased. We can say whatever. If you look at that matchup, there are some calls that were supposed to be a yellow card. The referee did not give a yellow card. He did not give a foul. He did not do anything. He just let the play go. There was an instant where I understand it is on the referee, but here's the thing. There was a foul. A Salvadorian player got the ball. He was still going. I believe there is a rule where it is on the referee or it is a fair play rule. I can't remember exactly. I will look that up. But it's either or. It's either on the ref or is a fair play call. You just let the ball go. There could be a foul, but I've seen incidents where there was a clear foul. A teammate of the player that was fouled gets the ball and continues going. That's where I got confused. Why is the referee doing these calls? Why didn't he just let the ball go? There's other instances where there's a boot to the chest from a Mexican player to a Salvadorian player. Very, very irritating matchup. You can just imagine what is going on. If there's this type of refereeing in the CONCACAF needs to do something different. They need to change referees. They need to send them back to school or something, because this is not what soccer fans want to see. If you're a soccer fan and you enjoy that kind of stuff, sorry, my friend, but you do not like soccer. You just want to see your team win by any means necessary. Soccer is a team sport. You have to use the team. The referee is there to referee the matchup. He is not there to be a teammate to whatever team needs to win. That's my rant on the referee. Now, my other gripe of this matchup was the television network that showed this matchup. My bad. Showed this match. It flusters me that this kind of television network allows people to go on their broadcast. Understand their broadcast, freedom of speech, they can do whatever they want. But holy crap, dude. If you're going to demeanor another team, give them something to work off of. Say, okay, they're not playing this right. Why are they playing this way? Because they're allowing this team to do that. Criticize them. Don't just go and ignore the matchup until the other team that you are concerned about gets the ball. Example, first half. El Salvador had the ball, was attacking Mexico. Not one word. The commentators decided to start rambling off about some dumb-off subject, which is not even close to what the match is about. They're laughing throughout their commentary. Mexico has the ball. Here goes Mexico. Mexico has the ball going on the attack. Mexico almost scores. What a play. Okay. Very bad commentary. And you can say, oh, you don't know what good commentary. If you don't want to watch them, don't watch them. It is hard when they're the only TV station that is passing this tournament. Obviously, you have Fox Sports 1, but I don't have Fox Sports 1. They're passing it, but I don't have that. I have to watch, and this is a TV network that I'm talking about, Univision. They need to get their unbiased heads out of their butts, because this is stupid. This is unentertaining for fans, and you're just giving a one-sided bias when your national team plays. And if you want to know what was national team, it was Mexico. Commentators were kissing Mexico's butt. Plain and simple. It was irritating for any soccer fan, and it's just blatantly horrible for you to put it out there. It's like, okay, we're not even going to talk about the other team and not give them about less than 2 minutes of about a 3-hour broadcast you gave saying they did a decent job. Not even a good job, a decent job. If you're going to talk about teams like that, do a better job than that. Say, okay, they did this right, but they need to improve in this area, this area, this area. For example, El Salvador needs to stop holding the ball, stop doing shorter passes, need to move with the ball. They were doing well on certain plays, but there were times throughout the matchup where they did not do that. Mexico, they played a consistent matchup. Nothing changed. They played the same style for 90 minutes. They were conditioned to do that. They know what to do. El Salvador was trying different strategies throughout the matchup. It wasn't working. It would work for a little bit. Then they will have to fall back to defend, and the defense wasn't keeping up with the pace of Mexico. One of the claims that commentators, one of the commentators, their analysts said, Mexico improved through the matchup. I watched this match. They did not improve. They played the same consistent match for 90 minutes. There was no change. There was nothing. It was a consistent play. They knew where to go. They knew where to set themselves up. That is not improving throughout the matchup. That is keeping a consistent pace so they know where they need to finish, what they need to do, and where to finish their match, where to score. The first goal, they knew where to set themselves up. Second goal, they knew the defense was focused on the guy on the right side of the field. And the guy who scored the goal came down to the left side of the field where there was no defense paying attention, scored. Third goal, huge error on the goalie, did not throw himself out. Player positions himself perfectly to reach the ball and to put it in the back of the net. Those were the 3 goals. There was nothing different in each goal saying that they improved. They knew how to tactically play this matchup and know where to go in each spot. If you're gonna commentate, if you're gonna analyze a match, give the right facts. Don't just say, okay, they improved. I'm not gonna talk about the other team because they just played a horrific match. They did a decent job. Talk about each team 50-50. What is so hard about that? Okay, El Salvador did this right, They need to improve on this, improve on this. Mexico did a consistent matchup, which is amazing for them. Which is amazing for them, but they need to improve in this area, this area. They let this go through. They're going to let this play. How can they stop something like this goal that was scored from El Salvador happen? How can they prevent that? How can they improve on that? They did not improve from the score. They played the same match. They didn't get affected by the score. They stayed the same match for 90 minutes. They did not improve. And if you're going to put analysts saying other blatant stupidity on TV, or you're going to put somebody from that nation on TV to go against his own team, what was it? It was Nestor de la Torre. He is a Salvadorian and was commenting against El Salvador. If you're going to be unbiased, if you're going to do that, if you're going to put people from the nation that is playing, have them say something. Don't have them push your own personal agenda. That is horrific and stupid. And if I'm using the word horrific in an improper way, correct me. I will correct myself. But what Univision did in this matchup, they do, and they don't do this just in this matchup. I've seen them do in other matchups, and it's blatantly frustrated that other TV stations don't pass these matchups, and you're kind of forced just to watch them. There is nowhere else to watch. So it's just, you need to improve on this. And obviously me talking about it is just shedding a light on the topic, but it's just blatantly dumb. These kind of things overshadow what I talked about at the beginning of this video. 6 different matchups of 6 different teams, of 8 different teams, going for 1 goal and winning the Gold Cup. And that's being overshadowed by a TV station that can't even get a commentary right just because your national team is playing. Get your facts right, learn how to commentate, and be unbiased, be 50-50. If you're unbiased, if you give your opinion, yes, I understand. That's their TV station, that's their narrative, sure. Okay, I understand. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But I like soccer. I will put myself aside to watch the matchup. I will criticize every time I see these things. I will criticize it because that is wrong, especially for soccer. You gotta do stuff different. It's just blatantly stupid, and I don't approve of it, but I know I may get flagged for this. I don't care. That is my opinion, and Univision, you need to change your stuff because this is blatantly stupid. You're going to start losing fans. I heard that there was 2 million people watching the match. It seemed like they were just talking to half of them, which I'm just saying one thing, but it just seems what you were pushing was directed just to the Mexican fans. And not just, I'm not saying the Mexican people. I mean people who root for Mexico. It seems like you're just pushing down their throats. Like, oh, Mexico's the best. Oh, Mexico wants better for them. Example, Mexico's doing their Liga MX Balón de Oro. That is just blatantly ripping off something that has fame. The Balón de Oro used to be a FIFA award, which would award the best player, which was the award for the best player of the year for the men's side. And now you want to imply that type of thing into your own league, which is not even comparable to the European leagues. The Liga MX only has comparison to the MLS here in the United States. And then if you want to say, oh, well, some of their teams play against South American teams. Well, that's because they are invited to that tournament, to the to the South American club tournament. They are invited. They are not given. If the South American teams want to be fair, then invite teams from Central America. Invite clubs from Central America, not just Mexico. If you're going to do that, then invite clubs from the MLS, which has Canadian and U.S. clubs. Do that kind of thing. Don't just say Mexico's the best, so we have to invite them. Mexico finished 4th in the Confederation Cups this year. Did they earn it? No, they did not. They played very sloppy, especially in that matchup, and it's just blatantly just horrific. If you go to Telemundo, you see their broadcast. It is a completely different animal than what Univision is pushing down people's throats. So it's just, it's horrific. It's stupid. Just my thoughts on it. See, I don't like, this is just dumb things that it's overshadowing the soccer. We have stuff like in the Confederation Cup, there was the overshadow of the technology, the replay booth that was added for this tournament as a test. It got overshadowed. I don't know. It's just, some of these things are just being pushed, and it's just horrific. And I don't agree with it, but as a soccer fan, you sometimes just get to watch it and accept it, because sometimes other stations don't pass it. And it's kind of sad where you just need to watch one station. And if you don't watch the one station, you can't watch the soccer at all. But that's just my opinion, my thoughts on it. If you watch this video and you have something contrary to my opinion, go ahead and put it down in the comments below. I would love to discuss this kind of topic. It's very interesting. But at the end of the day, it's all about the Gold Cup. I'm thinking about way other tournaments. The Gold Cup, which started on Friday, has ended the first day of match days today. We got Canada, Costa Rica leading their groups. We got Marquinhos, surprise to me, leading their group with 3 points with the 2-0 victory. U.S. and Panama, 1 point a pop because of their tie. And then Jamaica and Mexico, both on top of their group with the win each. But coverage will continue on likely Friday or Saturday, whenever the video will go up the next day after the match day. So it would likely be Friday or Saturday for the next video. I'll be covering the other matches, but the first matchup that will be notable matchup heading into this week will be the Costa Rica Canada. 2 winners are now facing themselves off in match 2 of their group, and it's going to be one of the most interesting matches because it is a young and hungry team versus the well-rounded, experienced team. So I'm good, looking forward to that one. But if you have a match that you're looking forward to in the Gold Cup, let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button while down there. Hit the like button as well. I've been Brian, and I'll see you guys in the next video.